Merry Christmas, everybody. Um, I say that because the stuff that you get to cover this week is the very few chapters, well, the beginning chapters of Matthew and Luke. Um, the material this week is. I just laugh because you're like, it's really, really good. And I know I've even had the same conversation with you in weeks past. It's really good. So we've looked at premortal life. We've looked at the plan of salvation. We've looked at the covenant responsibility of Israel and what we can accomplish and how we can draw people closer to Him. We've seen the connection between the tabernacle and the temple and us, and so there's been a lot of things that we've looked at. This week, your study is you're going to look at Christ condescending, going from an exalted, glorified, heavenly state to come down to earth in the most lowest of low circumstances, in a stable, surrounded by animals and animal stuff and gross things, and so there's so much. Um, you're going to really understand who Christ is this week. You're going to see, what he inherited from his heavenly Father. What did he inherit from his mortal mother? Um, Section 93 talks about how he grew from grace to grace and grace for grace, and we need to, I want to read that. So Section 93. Um, so maybe this is just one verse as an overriding thought. Why study the birth of Jesus? Why understand what condescension means? That you have these beautiful chapters where Nephi is seeing the tree of life, and they're asking him, well, what does that represent? He's like, the love of God, and then he's showing him a vision of what is the love of God. Well, the love of God is him sending down his son, and his son giving his life and condescending below all and blessing us. And so why do we need to know these things? Why do we need to understand these things? Well, what Christ revealed in section 93, verse 19, verse 19 is where we're going to start. And so it says here, I give unto you these sayings. Now, specifically, section 93, the idea of how Christ grew and progressed, and it goes from a glorified being to a mortal, but that potential of becoming glorified. He says, the reason why I teach you these things, that you may understand and know how to worship. So understanding Christ and his growth is going to help you understand how to worship him. Interesting thought. And know what you worship, and that you may come unto the Father in my name, and in due time receive of his fullness. So this week, what you're studying is going to help you understand and know how to worship, know what you worship, and realize how you can progress and receive the fullness of the Father. Big week, very big week. You don't have to turn in your disciple project until the end of week 8. So just keep that in mind. Keep journaling every couple of days, writing down impressions. You've got to understand that that's how the Holy Ghost works. That if you and I take time to think, to ponder, to process, you're basically asking the Spirit, please reveal something, please show me something, please help me understand. And then He will. And so then, take the time to write so that the Spirit can communicate to you. And again, so then the nuts and bolts, the actual writing of the project can be a lot easier because you've done it along the way. But the more important thing is you could become more Christ-like, draw closer to Him because you're letting the Spirit teach you. So keep up the great work. Keep working hard. Keep your studies up. When we're getting into this, we're getting close to June here. A lot of times we're doing youth conferences and girls' camps and scout camps and vacations, and life can get a little crazy. But if you continue to make time for the Lord, He's going to magnify you. He's going to bless you. He's going to make you more capable of doing wonderful things. So give Him the opportunity to bless you by doing your part.